Hey, circuit students, before we get started with the various things, I want to go through just a brief review of what inductance really is and show you some demonstrations before I get to the mathy stuff. All right, so first of all, I want to contrast inductance with capacitance. Right. Inductance is like a flywheel, okay? A capacitor is like a spring. So a capacitor stores energy by squeezing charge into it, okay? And it's held there. It holds it indefinitely, like a spring that's been wound up and is, cocked and ready to go. And inductance, it is like a flywheel that's been spun up, okay? So inductance, capacitance. So think of what a flywheel does. A flywheel, one moment, I wonder if I can find a flywheel around here. Here's a flywheel, okay? So a flywheel, if it's not moving, it doesn't start moving. And if it is moving, then it doesn't want to stop moving. A flywheel doesn't like change, okay? If you think this is easy to stop moving, stick your fingers in it, okay? Right? That's not what you want to do. Get it moving faster, and then it really doesn't want to stop moving, okay? And it took work to get it moving faster. Now that it's moving faster, it doesn't want to stop its motion. So a flywheel doesn't like to change. It stores energy in motion, just like an inductor stores energy in the motion of charge, and it resists change, just like an inductor resists change. So think of capacitors are springs, inductors are flywheels. Both are dangerous, okay? So when you're working on the job, and a capacitor or an inductor, both represent potential hazards. The capacitor is like a wound up spring. You wind up a spring and that spring's tight somewhere. It's been left in a piece of equipment for 10 years, wound up. Okay, if it hasn't rusted or corroded away, you could go get, start taking apart that piece of equipment that you think has been sitting for 10 years. Yeah, what's to worry about it? And all of a sudden, boing, something takes your arm off. Same thing with a capacitor. You mess around with a capacitor, it's been sitting around. You don't know that there's charge stored in it, and it could discharge and take your arm off, okay? Inductor, also a flywheel, is, can be dangerous because it's moving. It's got energy stored. Like I would not want to stick my fingers in the spokes of this wheel. And so the same thing holds with inductor. You got to be careful with them, okay? Now, just for fun, and for just a little weird thing to look at, I'm not going to explain that. That's a physics class thing. But I'll tell you this much. Remember when I told you that the right-hand rule shows up in other places? That was it.